All right, everybody, we're back here with the Kern County Raceway Park segment of the show, and we've got Steve Hughes. And don't forget, we're gonna we're gonna have some fun here later on. We're gonna do our driver of the week, and it's been an interesting week for drivers. We had I think we had a lot of guys from your guys' place this week, Steve. We had our first motorcycle racer on there. I put the Supermoto guy,
Ryan Kearns.
Yeah,
that guy's fast.
Yeah,
look out.
That'll be here at noon, though.
So is the driver of the week and the Grumpy Griff Award, are they the same thing?
I'm confused. I have no idea.
We're trying to resolve it. So the Grumpy, here's our take on it. The Grumpy Griff, there's the Grumpy Griff fan vote.
Okay.
And there's the Grumpy Griff who he picked. And
Grumpy Griff just pawning Lewis's game of life.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, now that that's cleared up, yeah.
I think we got to figure out how to get this thing. This actually, voting for this stuff has become the one of the most I should say this, hotly contested things that we've had. But it's interesting though. Once the mini dwarf drivers have already won,
yes,
or if they don't read the paper or they don't pay attention to it at all, they don't participate. But if they do, oh my gosh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's funny. I think that's the thing this week. Not much mini dwarf participation.
Yeah.
And last week it was dominated
by the mini dwarf.
Weren't you supposed to put some kind of safety check in there on that? You're supposed to be working on that.
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah.
And
how'd that work out for you?
It's not the most perfect situation, that's for sure.
I got you.
Yeah,
Okay.
It could be better. It could be better.
Yeah. There's ways around it. Where we can kind of fix the vote a little bit.
You can fix the vote. There's no doubt about it. And we now firmly embrace that. We just tell people, vote now and vote off.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Vote early and vote often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's as Mike says, it's like a Chicago presidential election. It's what it is.
Yeah, okay.
And I think that's why we split it in half so that there's Mike's Grumpy Griff pick, and then there's the fan Grumpy Griff pick.
Well, all right. I think we finally have figured that out. Now we've got it.
We'll change it next week.
It's a very liquid thing.
It is very liquid. I think every track's though has been represented.
Absolutely.
So
we
had Jim Coffey got a lot of votes this week.
It's great. What a great run, man. And a good guy too.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Great family.
Absolutely. Yeah. Was that a brother or?
That's brother to Ed Coffey.
Ed Coffey was in that race.
Ed, we call him Red.
Yeah.
And then Jim is just Jim.
I was actually happy to see. I felt so bad for Jim. I saw him at your Chewy's event.
Yeah,
and he was you could tell he was fired up about his car
for the opening
season,
night, the big opener. Yeah.
And then the crash.
Yeah,
and was he one of the guys that thought maybe he wouldn't be back, or did he know?
No. That his brother Ed was driving the 12 car, and that basically the 9 car that Ed was in last Saturday night was kind of a Frankenstein of 4 different cars, is what Ed said.
Interesting. Well, but Jim is really a nice guy.
Certainly is.
And good talking to him.
And a great supporter of that division as well.
Absolutely. It's a fun division to watch. We're coming up this weekend. What did we got here? We've got the Citgo Lubricants Night of the Races, NASCAR late model twin 35s, SRL S2 Tour Twins, Bandoleros, Mini Dwarfs, Legends, Cadillac Kings of Bakersfield. So a full night of racing.
Yeah, and it's ladies' night, so all ladies 8 to 80 and beyond are all free in celebration of Mother's Day. So bring your mom, bring your girl, just come on out and enjoy a great night of racing on us.
Okay, and what other things can we expect from this show? Who are we going to see in the late models and in the S2?
Buddy Shepard's back, I believe, this Saturday night. So it looks like it's going to be, of course, the usual suspects. But I'm telling you that Josh Horn, Cole Adamo in the 40 car, Chris Dalton, who 2 weeks ago had his best finishes of the year, 2 fourths, 2 back-to-back fourths for the DC's RV Center number 5 car. Those guys they're working hard, man. They just keep digging and digging.
And Racing Vernon had a good turnout, a good showing. And,
it was rough a couple weeks ago for him. That early contact in late model main event number 1. I think he bent a ball joint and had pretty severe tire rub on that kind of took him out of the first one, and they tried a different setup in the second one. So he's looking to bounce back on this weekend in the late model.
Okay, let's take a look at. Just give us a couple of seconds here. Some great photos, by the way, from Amanda Perryman.
Yeah, she's doing a great job for us.
And let's go show some of these pictures here. This is Johnny Bedingfield, who was your stocks, super stocks.
Yes, we'll call them super stocks, NASCAR super stocks.
Okay, he was your winner. Yeah. And a great shot here, and then talking about the
Mr. Coffee
Spec mods. That's a great looking shot too.
Yeah, Amanda really does a great job for us, and this is some shots for the Pro Late models here. Great race in the Pro Late model division. That's something we're working on and looking forward to our May 16th race. We should see a good car count for that event.
Let's see. Let's go to your highlights and look at your highlights for the evening.
Absolutely. I think we started things off with the NASCAR mini stocks, and there's your first two winners of the season, Sam Pache and the 22 of Stacey Evans. A little bit of contact there. Yeah. Looked like Pache may have tried to cut the corner on her a little bit, and
she just kind of ran him down.
Well, not good results. Yeah. I mean, Pache was on the outside. Evans had the preferred line on the inside, but the 41 of Randy Smith, your defending NASCAR mini stock champion, on the final turn of the final lap swings wide, and it was a drag race to the finish, but he ended up getting the win. So congratulations to Randy.
Nice.
And then Supermoto, man, some bar banging action. Oh no. Super stock main event. And this was really a drag race into turn number 1 between your Budweiser Pole Award winner, that number 7 right there, the mountain man Gene Fife. And then Bedingfield won the drag race in, but Fife was coming on strong and just kind of overdrove that corner a little bit, was able to save it and had to start at the back of the pack and worked his way all the way back up to second position. But Johnny Bedingfield makes it 2 in a row in the super stocks. Here it is right here. There's the move of the race right there, right off the start. Ryan Kearns had to start on the back row. We inverted 8 bikes.
Wow. And
Kearns just made quick work of that as he passed 7 bikes with the drop of the green flag. And wait till you see this pass here. Josh Jackson finally makes a move and catches Kearns and makes a pass, but Jackson definitely led some laps. But here's the pass right here. Wheelie down that real high-speed section to pass Jackson for the lead late in the race. But a good run for the Budweiser Supermoto shootout. And there's your winner, Ryan Kearns. Yeah, about an 85-mile-an-hour wheelie to make the pass.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty amazing. NASCAR Spec Mod action, getting out to an early lead is that number 8 car, Jim Coffey. He would stay right there. Battle on the track right here, and it was about a 20-lap battle between these two cars of Eric Brust on the outside and Brock Thompson on the inside. Brock set him up perfectly. A little bit of a nudge coming out of turn number 2 there to make the pass. Brock ended up finishing second and take over the points lead. There's your winner, Jim Coffey. Congratulations to him.
What was his reaction after this?
Oh, he was so emotional, man, and just couldn't thank his sponsors enough. And he said, real quick, I just want to thank my sponsors. And I said, no, man, you can take your time thanking all those great sponsors on that number 8 car. Number 9 of Kenny Smith, who qualified second to the 43 of Derek Thorne, jumped out to an early lead, about a 2-second advantage, but Thorne started reeling him in. About lap number 21, Thorne's going to make his move right there to the inside. Smith would battle back and actually take the lead on lap number 28, just edging Thorne by about a fender. But the final 10 laps of this race, Thorne put the hammer down and was gone, beating Smith by about 1.8 seconds to win the first Pro Late Model race of the year at Kern County Raceway. So pretty exciting last Saturday night with the Bud buyout, Budweiser Night at the Races. We were real happy with the turnout, so it was a great event thanks to our great partners at Budweiser.
Nice. And what's setting Derek Thorne apart right now? I mean, when he's on this track and you know, the last 2 times we've seen him, it's been very impressive.
Last 3 times, actually. Winter Showdown, and then the DC's RV Center 100 for the SRL Southwest Tour, and then last Saturday night in the Pro Late Model. First of all, kid's a great driver.
Yeah.
And he races against the best. I mean, when you travel to the Snowball Derby in Florida, and then you come back out west to a hometown track for the Winter Showdown, and you can compete against those guys and race against the best racers in the United States, of course, your skill level is going to improve.
Right.
I think he's really coming into his own now, and he's got great equipment and a great team.
He's got great equipment, a great crew chief in Mr. Keene.
Yeah. Mike Keene has been, one of the top crew chiefs locally for a long time. Pretty good muffler guy too.
Yeah, pretty good muffler guy. If you need your some muffler work, Keene's Muffler Shop downtown can do a lot of it. But he knows his stuff on getting a car around a circle track.
No doubt.
And we've seen Thorne, kind of, dipping his toe into the water of like helping out and doing not really crew chief work, but something along that. He was working with Buddy Shepard earlier in the season.
Yeah, I would even consider him maybe like a driver coach.
Yeah,
he's still working with Buddy. He was up with Buddy when he won up at Madera a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that's 2 in a row for Buddy up in Madera. And that last one, we thought the first one was spectacular, 3 wide with a lot of crashes, and I think it was thousandths of a second that Buddy won that second one up
amazing.
at Madera. So we're excited to have him back at KCRP this weekend.
And again, let's take a look real quick at all of the winners we had. Mesoc Randy Smith was the winner there with Terry Pettit.
Yeah, Terry Pettit in the number 15 car, finishing second for 2 weeks in a row, now takes over the points lead.
And here's the photo of Randy Smith, very happy there.
Yeah.
He probably look good with a grumpy griff, I would think. Jim Coffey, the win on the Spec mod with Brock Thompson, Eric Bruss, Steve Bowles, and Matt Lewis finishing your top 5. Ed Coffey, we mentioned, working in the Frankenstein car.
Yeah, he was, and that car, it was ready a couple of weeks ago, but it just wasn't safe. It wasn't ready. Right. So they wanted to make sure that car was dialed in and ready to go, and was having a great run, actually running in the top 4. And I think they may have lost a motor that last race. So hopefully we'll see him back here in a couple weeks.
And speaking of Grumpy Griff, we can announce that Jim Coffey will be a Grumpy Griff winner this week for your choice, right?
Yeah, I'm going to make.
And why is that? Why do you think?
Oh, I just thought it was. I mean, he led. He didn't have to fight anybody off. He just got out front and led. But I think that's a pretty good bounce back from taking out 3/4 of the field. Basically, he admitted it was his mistake and kind of drove in on turn 3 on opening night, and a lot of cars wrecked, and then he finished, I think, 4th the next time out, and nothing spectacular anything came out, and it was a good run. So I'll make him driver of the week.
Driver of the week will be Jim Coffey.
I think if it was just Jim Coffey in that accident, there only would have been maybe 2 cars in the crash. There was one other car.
Yeah,
you remember it is an orange and black car, but no names will be mentioned. But he pretty much flew into turn number 3.
But yeah, there are a lot of cars flying. It's kind of just I'll say he started. It just turned out to be one of those chain. I mean, it was
one of those freak deals.
Deals, but.
And if it would have happened on the final race of the year, I wouldn't have been so devastated. But on opening night, that was pretty hard to take.
He had a fast car.
Well, that's what we were talking about, was that we were watching it and like, oh, that's Jim Coffey. That's a nice looking car. That car may not make it. So good stuff. Johnny Bedingfield, your winner in Super Stocks over Gene Fife, and this is gonna be an interesting class to kind of see. Bedingfield with the second consecutive win here,
right?
But it's you got the Milkman in the finishing 4th. That this guy was the track champion last year, right?
Correct.
Right. So,
without a win,
without
a victory last year, and he's still looking for that first one in the Pat Brown System Jumpstart number 1 car. And they're still figuring it out. It's a brand new car for the class and a brand new car for Perrin. Any of those top 7 right there, even Michael Nix, he had some engine trouble with his beautifully prepared car. Bill Stevens came from the dirt track and jumped into Ricky Bird's number 23, but still had a great finish in 8th. So growing class, it's highly competitive. Gene Fife and Johnny Bedingfield, man, were really setting up for a great battle for the lead. And then when Fife spun, that kind of took him out.
And Dylan's the kid in that group, right?
Dylan is,
16, 17.
Still has I don't think he's that old yet.
Yeah.
But he's got some great experience moving up from, I've seen him race the mini dwarfs, the mini stocks, the legends, and now getting into SRL S2s, which will be there this weekend, and the super stocks at KCRP.
There's Bedingfield with the win, and
2 in a row.
Very good. And then the Pro Late Model, Derek Thorne, of course, with the win. Kenny Smith in 2nd, Rayson Vernon 3rd, Darren Blanton 4th, and Dennis Furden in 5th.
Yeah, Dennis Furden came up from down south and was really happy with his experience here at Kern County Raceway. It was his first time this year, and was really pleased with the way the officials took care of the Pro Late Model driver. And he's one of our biggest proponents down south to get some more Pro Late Models guys to come up here to Kern County Raceway.
Very nice. And there's our winner from the Super
No, that's our 3rd place guy. That's
okay.
Stephen Davies, Budweiser Shootout, 20 lapper for.
I was looking at that trophy. I was
Yeah.
like, 3rd place. I go, what is that? I couldn't quite read it, but that's what I got from it.
It's basically a sprocket. I thought it was a pretty cool deal.
It's a pretty cool award. I like
Great
that award.
And a big 24-ounce Bud. That wasn't too
Not
bad either. Yeah.
You got something you want to pitch, though. A pretty cool story that one of our local TV guys is doing.
Yeah, Jason Galvin a couple of weeks ago when the SRL was in town for the DC's RV Center 100. Also, the S2s came with that, and Jason had arranged to drive one of the S2 cars, and he has done done a feature story on basically the weekend racer, what it takes for these guys that, you know, race on Saturday night, work Monday through Friday, and then come out and race on Saturday night. Kind of an interesting story to see some of the behind the scenes stuff that goes on, and that'll be at 5:30 tonight on KGET Channel 17. So check that out with Jason Galvin and 17 Sports.
About to drag them in here. We've dragged the other people in here.
It's sweeps month.
Yeah. So here's the deal. Let's see how the story goes, and then we'll invite Jason Galvin.
There we go.
So you know, we don't want to
drag him before us. I think we literally had every other sports person on this on these shows.
We'll have to get him in.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week, and good luck this weekend.
Right on. Thanks a lot, man.
We'll be right back with more here from Bakersfield Speedway next on the Bako Motorsports Power Hour.